What's up, everybody? We are live with the MMA Mainstream Podcast. I'm James, of course, as always, joined by my co-host, Kaelyn. Kaelyn, we are honored with AJ Perez joining us today. He is the MMA Fight Pass heavyweight champion and the Valley Fight Series light heavyweight champion. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So look at this guy. Like, I'm surprised he's not going to make a run at 559 anytime soon. I'm just being honest. Just honest.
Yeah.
AJ, how are you doing, my man?
Doing great. How about you guys?
It's Friday. Can't really complain. We're doing our thing.
Yeah, heck yeah. Ready for the weekend.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, my first question is, how did you get into MMA?
It just kind of, for me, honestly, it was just a kickstart to weight loss again, because I was probably the biggest I was. I was maybe upwards of 285 or something of that nature. And I just was in that limbo where I was going to the normal gym, GB3 a week or whatever, and then missing a few months and then going back again for a little bit. And I just kind of fell into my lap, kind of, my dad, his job, he got a call from a buddy or whatever, or they were advertising that BFS 3, I believe it was. And they said, hey, we're looking for a heavyweight guy. And I got a hold of the promoter and all that, and that was the rest was kind of history. I started just losing weight, and I fell in love with the sport.
Wow. I love those stories. I love those weight loss stories.
Yeah, I got to lose some more again, but we're on the way.
Not too much, man. You're a heavyweight champ. Come on now.
Yeah, I don't think I have the height, because I do plan on taking it up to the next scene eventually. And I want to drop my weight when I do pursue that revenue, or that avenue rather.
So you already, you have a belt for heavyweight. You also have one for light heavyweight as well.
Yes, in my whole career, amateur career, I've obtained a few light heavyweight, one middleweight, and then a heavyweight now.
Wow. So you can fluctuate amongst 3 weight classes there. That's pretty cool. How difficult is it to get down to middleweight and light heavyweight?
It's like anything, you gotta, when the switch is hit, you kind of, your diet gets right and you're there. Right now I've been kind of lazy with my diet. That's kind of why I'm sitting heavy. I like to eat. I love food. So
dude, I understand.
I love training and stuff too, but like I just got to get my diet back under control to get there, because that getting to 185 was more of it was like a year-long process. It was just consistently training and running a lot, and so that didn't happen like overnight. To get down to light heavyweights too, it's the same thing, because I'm sitting probably about 240 right now. So to get there, it ain't a super far stretch, but it's gonna, like I said, take dieting and running and stuff again.
I guess it's your choice, huh?
Pretty much, it's in my hands. Yeah, like if I want to get lighter, I just eat cleaner and train harder. But
that's pretty cool.
I've been pretty lazy.
Are you comfortable at those lower weights? Like when you are fighting, do you feel natural? Like, you could be that weight and everything's all good, or do you feel more comfortable at like light heavyweight or heavyweight more so?
That's funny, because I feel good at those. When I get down to those lighter weights, I feel faster. I feel, more agile, flexible, all of those things. But at the same token, I feel a little bit more injury prone, a little bit more like on a fragile side. Rather than when I'm sitting healthy and I guess bigger, I feel just a lot stronger and
more powerful, I bet.
Yeah, definitely, and less injury prone.
Yeah, I can see what you mean by that. I know my weight fluctuates a lot, or has been lately. I know the feeling of being more comfortable, more powerful at a certain weight, even though you might not be the smallest you can be or the most in shape you can be. But man, when you can pack a punch with a little more weight behind it. And I know some people feel a little more comfortable or more productive at, a heavier weight rather than trying to get as skinny as possible. And, you might be a little bit slower. Your energy levels are real low, because of the calorie intake and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool that you can span across 3 different weight classes. I guess you have all the options out there for you. What's your training schedule like?
Typically, Well, my most recent has been Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'll train from 4:30 to anywhere 6:30 to 7:30 sometimes. Sometimes I'll push to 8. Um, Tuesdays and Thursdays is usually 6:30 to about 8 o'clock. So and then in between whatever I can get in running or things of that nature.
Now,
Now
where
it
do you
didn't.
train out
Oh, I'm
of?
sorry. Go for it.
What was that?
Where do you train out of?
I train at it's a little hole in the wall place here in Fresno with my sensei Chino de la Peña. It's a Concrete Jungle, I believe is the official name.
Oh,
I
wow.
wish I had a flyer or something. I know he just had those printed up, but
So that's here in Fresno?
That's here in Fresno. Yes,
Oh, cool.
I primarily train there. That's where I'm at Monday, Wednesday. Well, that's where I'm at pretty much every day of the week. I do also try and get involved with Team KO right there in Farmersville.
Oh,
I try
Oh,
and
so
get
you
out.
travel.
Yeah, I try and get out there as much as I can. But with gas prices and stuff the way they are, it's
Tough.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's not fun anymore.
That's the thing. I know a lot of fighters that would travel near and far to cross pollinate train, and it's been tough with especially with COVID, and then now these crazy gas prices.
yeah. No, I mean, and it's good to do cross training and things like that. It is very good. Not too much, in my opinion. Not too much. You don't ever want to I guess, give the blueprint away. You want to kind of keep some things at home. So that's just kind of where I'm at with it. I like getting out there. They got gritty work out there. Good guys.
You never know what you're gonna get when you go step into somebody else's gym.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how about sparring? What's your sparring schedule like, and how does that go for you? I know a lot of people do it differently. There's people that spar a lot and heavy sparring, or a lot of people like to try and pace themselves. You don't want to get hit too much during training. That's not good. So what's it like for you?
There's not much of a schedule. Probably right now we've been that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we'll do some light stuff. Saturdays usually consist of my fighter sparring. But I'll get it in during the week as well. It's just kind of whenever we got a good group of guys there. It depends who shows up to the gym, and if there's bodies for me. Because it's kind of hard sometimes to spar with the little guys. I still do it just to get used to the speed and for them to get used to somebody who weighs more and has a little bit more power also. So it's just kind of we try and keep our skill sets to sharpen each other up. So schedule wise, I'm probably sparring 2 to 3 times a week. And it's not very heavy. We try to stay away from heavy sparring because why hurt each other in the gym?
Yeah, that's true. But that's good though. I know any training is good training, no matter who your training partners are. You can have someone that it's at their first day, or someone that really knows what they're doing. You could really, you can get into a groove where no one's going to get hurt and you both learn a lot,
Absolutely.
Now, my question for you is, I've seen you fight. You're a heavy-handed dude. What about your jiu-jitsu, man? What you got on the ground?
Oh, I love jiu-jitsu. I have one submission win under my belt.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just one. But I love jiu-jitsu. I'm a blue belt. It's under my coach, my sensei Chino. I've been doing jiu-jitsu probably about 3 years now. I love the ground game. I'm very, very comfortable on the ground. I've been staying or trying to stay more hands. I like stay standing, but I feel very comfortable going down to the ground. I don't like being on my back, even though I feel comfortable there. In an MMA fight, you don't really want to be on your back. I mean,
Right.
you could ask, Charles Oliveira. I'm pretty sure he'll say, no, even though he's one of the best off the back.
Yeah.
He'd probably rather be up top. So
yeah, you don't want to be on your back, and you don't want someone on your back either.
Yep.
I had a question and I forgot what it was. Go ahead, James.
Focus, Kaelyn. Focus.
I know, it just left my brain.
So, all right. I'll be real. I've never heard of Concrete Jungle. Tell us a little bit more about where the school is located.
It's and I'm trying to. We recently moved, but I want to say it's off of Dakota. I wish I had the actual address. I'll get the address to you. I mean, I know that's kind of hard. Maybe I could text somebody, but It's right off of Dakota. I want to say like Chestnut Diagonal, right by the airport, right there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
And
Nice.
yeah, it's just a small little hole in the wall place. Nice little bit. It's nice for the group of guys we have. We hopefully, in the future we'll expand more and get some more mat space, things of that nature. But I love little small places like that where I
Hey,
can.
no, that's where those create the most badass dudes.
Yeah.
They are, and a lot of them are that. In Fresno, a lot of people will move into an empty, an old garage or auto shop, and set up there. And I think it's one of the best kind of environments for a gym. What do you need a fancy gym for? You don't. You just need a little bit of equipment and some bodies,
That's it.
and some mats, preferably.
Yeah. No. So definitely, I
yeah.
mean, that's off. More mat space is probably because we plan on getting more numbers, and if we got more guys, that way we can do more standing rather than being on the knees type stuff. When we're going live, that'd be the plus side of getting a bigger space. But it's definitely that I love it. That's my cup of tea. Staying tucked away, staying hidden, and that's kind of at least for now. I know that has to change in the future if I plan on pursuing this to bigger stages, but. For now.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what are your plans? I mean, I know you're doing amateur now. Is your goal to just keep going with it? Do you want to go pro? Do you have, all that kind of mapped out, or what's going on there?
I wouldn't say mapped out necessarily, but I definitely do have aspirations to just take this till the wheels fall off, till I don't love it no more.
Yeah, good.
And go pro, obviously, because I mean, it's a plus when you start making money.
Yes.
And for me though, right now, I just want to be the best me, and I want to fight the best. And I think we're just about there to make that jump. I want to get with my peers and my coaches, and when we're all on the same page, we'll all make that jump.
Do you have other partners that are doing the same thing as well?
I have partners that are that are still fighting. They fight on the same cards as me. I already worked with a few pros. Big Al, shout out to Big Al here in Fresno. Yeah, I got working with him.
That's great.
So we kind of all are right now. The team we have going all have the same mindset: is just to be the best athlete, be the best fighter today, and the rest will kind of fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even working with Big Al, are there who else is working with you guys? So you talk about other fighters. Who else?
Yeah, as there's amateur guys. I mean, that's kind of one of the bigger names, I guess you could say, that rolls through our gym. But amateur guys, we got Felix. Shout out Felix. He's an amateur guy. Watch out for him. He's coming up in the ranks. We got Omar gonna make his debut soon. On the spot it's kind of hard. Felix, Omar, Anthony, Fernando, and Junior. They're more jiu-jitsu guys, but fighter-wise, we got Vinny. We got a few guys fighting. That's why we got a solid fighter camp. We just got some new guys coming in too that are associated with us now and want to work with us. They like what we're doing.
That sounds good, because most of the time now, at least in Fresno, the vision has switched. It was mainly MMA at one point when MMA was still blooming, and now it's focused to jiu-jitsu. But I'm excited to see you guys who are focused on MMA.
Yeah,
you have jiu-jitsu guys. Yeah, of course, everyone does. That's part of it. But to develop an MMA school, I think that's awesome, and to really push it. That you guys are fighting, because I mean, we had Dethroned for a while, and they produced some talented fighters. PMA's produced some talented fighters, but that's gone by the wayside. So I think it's awesome that you guys are starting to compete more in MMA.
Yeah, no, definitely, and that's all we were trying to do, is just be well-rounded. We want our jiu-jitsu good, our wrestling good, our Muay Thai, our striking, stand-up, to just be well-rounded. So in any aspect of the game, we're ready. We're ready as we're going to be for it.
So for jiu-jitsu and stand-up, you just basically do it in that gym, or have you gone to other gyms, like specifically just for jiu-jitsu or just for boxing or kickboxing, or do you do it all in the same gym there?
At the moment, like I said, the last 2 camps have been primarily there, all there. And KO has been involved on my, not this last one, the one before that more so. But like I said, the gas prices, just time and all that things of that nature to get out there, it's been a little rough. Haven't been as involved as I would like them to be, but it's just one of those things, that commute and stuff like that. But yeah, my jiu-jitsu has pretty much always been there. I mean, throughout my career, because at one point we were at the Throne for a while, because that's when I first started with him. He was their head jiu-jitsu guy at the Throne.
Oh, okay.
And moves happen here to the next gym and so on. And now we're kind of on our own there, and feeling good at where we're at and as a team and the steps we're taking. This year is going to be a big year for a lot of those guys in there. I already feel like it's been a pretty decent year for me so far, and I'm not done yet.
Do your teammates have any fights coming up?
August 27th. We all should be on that card. I plan on being on that card as well. Haven't locked it in yet officially, but I should more than likely be performing August 27th for Valley Fight Series.
Defending your belt?
Yes, that's a possibility. It hasn't. It's either going to be that, or like I said, we haven't squared away the details, but something of that nature is going to be squared away soon.
Well, I look forward to hearing that, because I saw that they dropped some information about a heavyweight bout, and that tripped me out because I didn't know you were the light heavyweight champ at first. I thought you were the heavyweight champ, so I was like, "Whoa, what happened?" And then I looked it up. I was like, "Oh, he's light heavyweight champ. Okay, we're cool. I thought something crazy happened."
Yep. Yeah, so once we get all that, squared away, I'll be posting that up on social media and stuff like that as well.
Have most of your or all of your fights been here in California, or where's the furthest you've traveled to compete so far?
All here in Cali. Yeah, I think the furthest I've traveled is probably Reedley to fight.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, I think Reedley. I don't think I fought in Visalia.
No, you fought Farmersville.
Well,
yeah. That's for Farmersville further. Yep.
Would you be willing to take a fight somewhere further, maybe Arizona, or wherever else, neighboring states?
To be honest, if it's amateur, probably not. Pro, that's different.
Good call.
Pro, you're getting paid.
Yeah. Because at that point, unless it's something like the promoter's like, hey, we're gonna pay for your flight or this and all expenses, then okay, maybe that'd be a nice experience to see some outside opponents, But
yeah, you're right. I feel like people were more open to traveling back before when the prices went up for gas and everything. I've even traveled out of state just to watch my teammates, and it was no problem. Now it's a problem.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Man, it's no joke. Inflation right now is just it's rough for everybody.
Yeah.
So how exactly did you get into doing MMA? Like, where did you see it as a kid, and then you're like, I want to do this? What exactly is your story?
It's kind of crazy. I didn't even realize I was that guy, I guess you could say. But I guess in high school and stuff, my buddies, I used to always say, "Hey, I'm gonna be a fighter. Because I started when I was young boxing. I started really young boxing, stopped boxing, and then transitioned into wrestling in 7th grade. And I fell in love with wrestling then, and then I wrestled throughout the remainder of middle school and high school. Did a little bit at junior college for Fresno City. Ended up dropping out of college. Just wasn't my thing. I felt like I was wasting my time. I didn't know what I wanted to do, that type of stuff. And I jumped to the work field, and then that just kind of laid off for a while. Just was working and stuff and watching fights. I was a fan. Always have been a fan. And then that kind of fell in my lap. And that first fight, just trained, in the backyard there. And then after that fight, I realized, I gotta get some training, actual like groundwork, and and then we found the Throne there with Chino, and that was the start of me and my coach's relationship there. And I've been loyal to him since I started with him and followed him wherever he goes, because like I said, to me, loyalty means it's a lot to be loyal to your team.
Very much.
And those lines are rough sometimes, especially in this game. That's why whatever I do or whatever moves I make, I like to run it by him. Hey, you okay with this? And because like I said, that's my team.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's a matter of respect to stick it out with the guys you start with. Because they have your back. You got to give back a little bit. So I think that's good. I love when we talk to guys that have just only been with their coach and it's been their coach for forever and they're still riding with them. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. I love a good story like that.
Heck yeah.
So are you a huge fan of probably UFC?
Yeah, I watch. I try and watch as many as I can or catch.
Yeah.
If I don't catch the fights, I'll probably watch like highlights and stuff after.
Oh, they're everywhere. It's kind of hard to miss nowadays, I feel like, which is good. It's a great thing now. They got them on every weekend. So what do you think about UFC? You think maybe if the chips fall in the right places, would that be a goal for you?
Yeah, I think absolutely it is, because I just want to be able to have or obtain the biggest platform I can and do good with that platform. Whether it be UFC, Bellator, PFL, whatever.
There's a lot of good organizations out there now.
Yeah, there's a lot coming up too. You got Fury FC is doing great things here in the Valley.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Whatever route it makes its way, and like you said, where the chips fall, I'm gonna do the best and just be the best I can be.
Do you have a particular fighter that you look up to?
Off the top of my head, Mike Tyson was
boxer.
That was my favorite. I love Mike. That was everything about him. His mindset in attacking, the fight, and that he's the best and all that. The nerves. Like I relate. Like I watched his documentaries. I watched everything about. I study him. Even now, as an older man, I listen to his podcast and I study him still. And I'm like, man,
I love his podcast. He has a good podcast.
Yeah,
he has some wild stories. A lot of good wisdom and advice in there too.
Absolutely, I agree.
Now, okay, since you're a Tyson fan, please tell me you've seen his clips of him training when he was a teenager, training for the Olympics.
Oh yeah,
dude, That hand speed,
it's nuts.
Oh my God,
that's what made him, in my opinion, the killer he was that
so fast.
His speed and that's Customato was a hell of a coach. I mean, that guy was a master.
Now, what about MMA? I mean, you talk about Tyson for boxing, and you grew up boxing. What about in MMA?
MMA, I mean, I always fall back on, like, I like the guys like Tank. I liked it, Chuck Liddell.
There you go.
I like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got the old. I've always was an old school guy. I always like Frank Mir. You got Shamrock. You got all the brothers. They were dope. Nate Diaz and all. I love a lot of these guys, especially even the more recent ones. I just studied the game now though, and I appreciate, because I know, watching as a fan before I even knew like jiu-jitsu and things of that nature, I used to be like, man, they're just choking them out. That's weak. You know what? Go for the knockout or throw hands. Now, being a student of the game, I really I cherish those, or I'm like, dang, because those are two of the highest level athletes getting at each other. That's another man trying to stop what he knows is coming. Like if it's a rear naked or an armbar or a triangle, he knows it's coming and he's trying to stop it. And the fact that you still get it, it's hard. It's hard. In my opinion, it's harder to, I think, execute a submission on a top tier fighter or another fighter than it is to knock someone out, because you can knock someone out with your eyes closed on accident, running away.
That's true.
But
that's right.
It's the guys that get consistent with it that become deadly. Like you got Justin Gaethje, who starts finishing every fight is like a knockout. That's like, okay, that's a pattern there. That guy he's deadly there. More than just him, but definitely that it gave me a newfound perspective when I started studying this sport.
Now, have there been any fights that you've gone into where you were extremely nervous?
Everyone. Every fight. I'm always nervous. That's just, I don't know, I guess just who I am. It goes away, don't get me wrong, but I'm always nervous. It's just, I'm nervous before, nervous getting up to it, but as soon as that door closes and I'm ready to go.
Mhm.
I'll say this: when I saw you guys weigh in for MMA Fight Pass, when you guys competed for that heavyweight belt, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a good fight." And you guys didn't disappoint. I mean, you came out the winner, and I didn't know what to expect, but y'all went to town, and you came out the victor. So, I mean, first of all, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
But so this is your second belt that you've collected. Do you plan on just collecting more belts? Now just going up and down weight divisions?
Yeah.
I like I said, for as far as future goes, I don't know, because I think in total, like I said, I've accumulated in my amateur career. I think that was my fourth belt.
Wow.
And that one, is on a technical term. Obviously, it wasn't, but he was the Camo State champ at the time. That could have very well been for 2 belts in one night if all
True.
the details would have got squashed out. So in my eyes, I would have had 5 belts or whatever. So
Wow.
the belts, not to say they don't matter. I worked hard and I trained hard, and they absolutely do. But I don't plan on like messing around no more. Probably. I got maybe 1-2 more fights left before I just get ready for the jump, I think. But like I said, I still need to talk to my coaches and see where we're at.
I think that's
Pretty
awesome.
good resume
because,
there.
Yeah, I completely agree. That great resume, because most people that we talk to are brand new in the game.
Yeah, you're
And
one
so
of the
they're
more
just-
experienced
Yeah,
ones that we've
you're
talked
more
to.
vetted than a lot of these guys we talk to. So that's great that you see the light at the end of the tunnel compared to most of the guys that we talk to that are just like, well, I just started.
They're like, I
doing
don't
this
know.
for a
We'll see
year."
where it goes.
No, I definitely do have a goal, essentially. I just want to pursue it. Like I said, just run with it until the wheels fall off, until I don't love what I do no more. And I love fighting. I love training. I love everything that goes into it. It's a sacrifice, but you can't get nowhere in life without sacrificing something. So.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how about a career? Are you working at the same time as trying to manage training as well?
Yes. I work full time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I work full time and then still find a way to train and make time for my family, my wife and son.
Man, that's busy.
Yeah,
Props, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's hard working, 40 plus hours a week just to go home and then go kick some ass after. I'm sure it's exhausting.
Oh no, yeah, not this last fight, but the fight before that against Parker. I was upwards of 275, 280, about maybe two months or so, maybe 3. We'll give even 3 before that fight. Then I started that camp. I said, yeah, I'll give you my word, I'm gonna do it. So I started that camp and started training hard. And I was working 16-hour days at the time.
Oh,
So it was a long, rough camp. But I was more proud probably of that fight than any of my fights, because I still made weight. I made the weight we agreed upon.
wow.
And
I feel like there was no time to sleep there, was there?
there never really is. I get what I can.
I know. It's never enough.
Yeah, I get what I can, and because we got to keep going. It's just keep grinding.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you props for making weight, dude, because I've been around amateurs long enough to see guys that will agree to a fight, not show up for weigh-ins, or show up for weigh-ins and then not show up to the fight. So props for that.
Thank you.
Have you ever had an opponent not show up or kind of get screwed over by that?
I've had one, and it was more he got injured. So I mean, at least that's what I was. So I'm not no knock on him. That's why also he got injured, and I said, hey, it is what it is. Things happen. Heal up, but that never even came to fruition to fight again or nothing. Never even came to the table. So it was just a missed opportunity on both parts, and we try to get guys to fill into that fight, but it didn't. I just ended up skipping that show and moving forward.
Now, as a student of the game, do you have a favorite fight?
Man, I mean, there's a lot.
That's a hard one.
I think for me, like
all of them.
the Stephen Bonner and Forrest Griffin fight is probably.
Oh, that's a legendary fight. I didn't know if you would have one that's like this random fight. Like, let's just say, I'm gonna throw it out there. You ready? You mentioned Tank Abbott versus John Matua. When Tank Abbott starched him,
yeah,
dead body.
Yeah,
I was like, is he gonna drop something like that? No, but Stephen Bonner versus Forrest Griffin is definitely one of the greatest fights out there. So I could see why you'd pick that.
That fight is definitely up there. I also like occasionally, like you'll see Congo and Barry. That one is kind of like crazy.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Like, man, you know. But up until recently, I think one of my favorite fights to watch that of most recent memory, man, it probably would be Holloway and was it Font? No, not.
Oh, Rob Font.
Was it Font? No, I think it was God dang it, I can't think.
He's had so many. I mean, all of his fights are wars.
It was the one where he was, I'm the greatest boxer. That infamous clip you see going around.
Oh man, you're right.
Where he was that against? No, that's not Font.
I can't remember, but he had a really great run for a while where a lot of his fights were just free. They're wars, and he was kind of like on top of the world at that time.
Man, he is, and man, Volkanovski, man, that guy is something else.
Guy, talk about a monster. That guy is now in his spot where he just keeps getting better. He never needs to fight Holloway ever again. I don't think I really want to see that ever again. But man, and then the way he just destroyed the Korean Zombie, it's like, who's left, for that guy? And I think I heard something about him wanting to change weight classes, which I think for him would be where else do you go from there? I think that's a situation where it's like, yeah, try it,
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree, because he's a bigger body guy naturally anyways. I think he walked around at 245, they said, or something, when he played rugby.
Wow.
So he can definitely get up in weight, and I think he'll be just fine at 155. He has the speed. I know he's going to carry his speed, and it'll be interesting to watch. But at that weight class, yeah, and then you got Holloway and guys like that are just going to be there. Mm-hmm. And I guess if he does make that move, but he's talking about defending both, so I wouldn't doubt we end up seeing another one between them, just because if Holloway cleans out underneath him, and it ends up happening again. But it's kind of not marketable at that point, though, after his last showing.
But yeah, UFC has come a long way. I mean, just fighting in general, MMA, going back to the beginning days and looking at the I don't want to say quality because it was good back then too, but the technique has gotten so technical where it's like, man, you got kids in there that are like 21, 22 are like in the UFC now, and they've been training since they were young teenagers.
When did you start training? I was 8. What?
Even kids. And it's like, because they have parents that are actively doing it, and I feel like it's about to get a lot better too. It's not just slugfests like it used to be, although those are great to watch. I love a good slugfest, but now you got to worry about these kids coming up where they just know everything already, and they already have so much experience without having to fight a bunch of fights. They're just constantly in the gym. Mm-hmm. And you see a lot of famous fighters, their children are now fighting. Frank Mir has a daughter that's now doing MMA.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he does. And forgot who else, but their kids are now in it, and it's really exciting to see. Anderson Silva, his son, has been doing Muay Thai for a while, I believe.
Kimbo Slice's son.
Oh yeah,
Slice, yeah.
AJ McKee.
Yeah, trying to think of someone else, but they're everywhere.
That list is starting to get a little bit longer every year now.
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely. I mean, the sport has just evolved, and it's continuously evolving, and it's a beautiful thing to see these athletes. But it's like everything in basketball. You hear I heard Pippen the other day saying that the athletes now are just it's a different world, and it is, and then it's like anything, it gets better over time, or at least it's supposed to.
Yeah, for sure. And thank God, UFC became what it was, because it opened the door to Bellator and all these other organizations, like pop-up organizations. so many amateur organizations now. I feel like those weren't around back then. Where like, oh, you want to fight? Get in the cage tomorrow. Well, let's go. And it's kind of on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And
Now,
yeah.
AJ, if there's a guy you could bring into your camp, a fighter, a trainer, to someone that could boost your knowledge, who would it be?
Man, that's so. I mean, like Trevor Whitman's is a bad dude. I mean, but
you're right.
then you got like to work with individually guys like Kamaru Usman. You got, Michael Chandler.
You guy's just a monster.
Yeah,
dude, talk about monsters, which there's plenty, in UFC. But Kamaru Usman, like, man, that guy just keeps getting better too.
Yeah,
all those crazy knockouts. Like, I don't know. I truly do. Looking at those guys, I think truly UFC does have the best fighters. I know, people like to go back and forth. Oh, well, what about this guy in Bellator? It's like, yeah, probably, but UFC on top of the world, I think, by far, they have the deepest pool of fighters to choose from.
I agree, and then also keep the realm open because you got one championship, got a lot of killers over there. I mean, and you got
one championship does, no one watches it. I feel like here,
yeah,
so
yeah. But you know who? To answer that question though, more I guess solidified though, I probably would be a dream come true for me to train with. Would be amazing. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. It's because I liked what he did. He was such a dominant force. As Coach Khabib now.
Yeah.
But
Khabib,
or AK in general, that gym, is
nothing but champs.
Yeah, man.
Hall of Famers now.
Yeah, like Cain Velasquez came out of that gym.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy is another, like, I guess in the sport of MMA is somebody I looked up to, and I like to. I was like, oh, I want to be like that, or even Kelvin Gastelum.
I don't know about now. I don't know about right now, but we're
talking about. Let's focus on MMA, folks. Come on now.
No, but speaking of him, that's such a sad story. What's going on with him now? But people still talk about him. Back in his fighting days, how great he was. Mm-hmm. He still is such a good guy.
Yeah. Well, as far as that topic, the most I say today, my heart goes out to everyone involved, and my heart goes out to him and his family. I know. I hope things see their way through.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about you might have the fight coming up next month with Valley Fight Series. Has any other promotions in California approached you about competing?
Recently, no. Up until recently, not yet. At least not that I'm honestly a little bad when it comes to social media. I'll have messages and stuff that probably sit there for a while. But up until recently, not so much, or not that I could recall or off the top of my head.
Not that you know of, huh?
Yeah, just because, like I said, it's just busy. I mean, working and training and getting what I could get done. It gets a little rough sometimes. So I'm trying to get better with it.
Hey, man, baby steps.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think, it's better than being on there too much.
Yeah.
Just start posting pictures, start doing little videos of you doing pad
start
work.
posting your highlights. I'm sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's definitely. I have people in my ear already like, hey, you need to get better with that, especially if you want to get sponsors involved. Because my whole not to say whole ride, but yeah, it's been virtually sponsorless. It's been just
wow.
So to get the sponsors involved would be nice, because it'll help getting supplements, getting training equipment, getting to where I need to go. Like, so let's just say KO, for instance, if I had a sponsor, then maybe it wouldn't be so hard to get down there and get the work that I would like to get. So I got to be better with that, and I know that. And like you said,
hey man, it's just baby steps.
Yeah.
It's kind of the name of the game now. It kind of does suck when you're not totally into social media, when now people are literally agreeing to fights without having talked to any manager or any promoter, and they end up getting what they want.
Yeah. No, it's that's why I want to get better with it too. I want a better following, because I know how that goes. If you have more of a following. You can sell tickets and you're marketable. That's what sells and gets you a better payday essentially, or better exposure.
Could lead to something big. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, you gotta hustle for yourself if you want someone else to pay you.
I feel like that's stressful to have to worry about getting yourself out there, let alone training, to be the best you can be. And also, you got to work, you got a family, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a lot of pressure for someone who does not really get involved with social media too much, when it's like, man, now you have to, now it's a chore to do that type of thing because everyone else is all over it,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Let's work on it. Do you have an Instagram that people can find you at?
Yeah, it's currently, like I said, I don't think I have anything up right now, but let me see. I don't even know it off the top of my head. See? Let me see.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
So my Instagram, I guess, tag or it would be Perez AJ34.
Perez AJ34. All right, man. You know what I'm gonna do right now? I'm gonna follow you.
And then
if I don't already, I follow a lot of people.
Yeah, and then we also have a page that it's Perez Bros MMA, I believe as well.
I do follow you, and you said Perez Bros MMA.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I follow that too. I didn't realize I was up to date.
Awesome.
Is there any other way people can reach you on social media so we can help boom that platform for you?
My Facebook, AJ Perez. That is my Facebook. So I think I have a picture of my son on there right now as my profile picture. I'm sure there's some pictures with my ugly mug on there, so you'll be able to see me.
All right. Is there anybody that you want to shout out? Anyone that's helped you on your journey that you want to say thanks to?
Shoot, I mean, I wouldn't be able to be here. Like I said, my wife she's a big contributor. I wouldn't be able to train the way I can. She watches, she takes care of her son. She picks up a lot of slack for me that maybe if I'm sore, tired or whatever. My coaches, Coach Chino, Danny, Johnny, all my training partners. It's kind of hard with names. Sorry if I leave anybody out, but I've worked with Mike Moreno back in everyone's contributed. I try to give everybody the props that I feel they deserve. Because like I said, it's been a long road where I took some time off here and there, but Mike Moreno was, worked with me for a little bit. I picked some things out of his game and he helped me, Felix there at the gym, Big Al for coming in and sparring and, rolling, and it's an iron sharp iron thing. But yeah, definitely big, my family and support system and everybody who does support. I appreciate it because, I wouldn't be able to do what I can do, or I wouldn't necessarily, not that I wouldn't be able to do what I do, but it just gives me satisfaction to know, I get to entertain and put on a show for people.
All right. AJ, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it, man. I look forward to your next fight. Please let us know when it is because we'd love to have you on again.
Yeah. Let us know how it goes.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I appreciate you guys having me. It was fun. I enjoyed chopping it up, and hopefully the next time we talk, I'm a little bit more on social media. I have some things to show.
I look forward to it, man. And that's going to do it for us here at the MMA Mainstream Podcast. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.